Prince Harry's birth certificate has been erased from the internet. And what I'm about to reveal to you, it comes directly from Angela Levin's bombshell book that I am sure she wishes now she had never written or co-authored. The revelations are shocking, and it will bring a new light to what people think of Harry and the dynamic of his role within the institution. Should a DNA test be done? Did Prince Charles, well, did then Prince Charles know about it? Because this is not me trashing Princess Diana, because this is not what this video is about. This video is about a book that Angela Levin co-authored. The interview, because she interviewed James Hewitt at length. She is a reputable author, a best-selling author, a royal expert, and she put her name to it. And she benefited from that story. I am sure that she did extensive verification. This is about finding the truth and whether or not Harry and his children should be in the line of succession. Please stick around because it is absolutely bonkers.
I have full body chills right now.
I'm very excited to announce that Meghan and myself had a baby boy early this morning, a very healthy boy. Mother and baby are doing incredibly well. It's been the most amazing experience.
You know, things are absolutely serious when real, proper royal experts, correspondents, best-selling authors try to forget that one book they wrote, that one explosive bit of information they posted. Because I can guarantee you that 90% of you have never heard of this book by Angela, co-authored by Angela Levin. And the revelations are, least to say, shocking, and it puts a different spin and perspective on many things regarding Harry's father. You all know I'm a huge Princess Diana stan, and this is not about trashing Princess Diana. This is about finding the truth about who's Harry's daddy. That really what it boils down to. But before we start this video, please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. I want to give you a warning. These are all not my words. These are a royal expert words. And I'd like to touch on a couple of subjects before we get into this, because this is annoying. This is incredibly annoying what I'm watching in regards to the peace summit. What is even skankier is the fact that this was being done while the president in France and his husband were being there, and Prince William was doing his duty helping the king, while the king's communications officer or director was with the Markles. What's also very interesting is the fact that he brought gifts, but they were not gifts for children. It was wine. Not only that, these pictures were taken by Steve Burton, as you can see in the right-hand corner. Some people told me that the name had disappeared, but it hasn't. It's very much there. And incredible that this Meredith lady is the one, you see Steve Burton, is the one that organized Harry's car crash interview with the BBC, and also the launch of Meghan Markle's Sever brand. So, and this woman is considered herself a PR guru. Everybody knows Meghan is the one behind it. Even Catherine knows it. What do you think they're talking about there? I'm just joking. But yeah, isn't she beautiful, Princess Catherine? I can just imagine Meghan Markle throwing every dish in Montecito. Yeah, well, Princess Catherine is getting standing ovations. She's just getting a little camera with very blurry background, blurry thing, because she's so darn ugly right now. And Prince William, boy, he brought it home. What a gorgeous looking man. And he does look like his mother and his father as well. And as I said earlier, it's amazing that the king's aide, communications aide, didn't bring toys for the kids. He brought wine as a gift. You would think that as a grandpa, you would want to send something back for your kids, unless, of course, you know that the kids there's something shady going on with the kids. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? So you have to understand how this got written.
It's been a pleasure meeting you and talking to you about this new book. It's in your stores now. It's called Max Clifford, Read All About It. There is one final question I've got to ask you about, which has been bugging me for weeks and seeing you on every TV show and in the papers, that I don't really see any reaction to, that to me sounds astounding. You write in the book regarding James Hewitt that he was in a relationship around the time, correct me if I'm wrong, that Diana had Prince Harry.
Well, before she had Prince Harry. Yeah, I mean, what we put in the book is, and Angela Levin, who obviously co-wrote the book with this interview James at length, James came to me years before people were aware of his relationship with Diana and asked me to keep quiet about the fact it had gone on a lot longer than people realized. So we brought it all out because James said I could bring it out. And the fact that they actually had a personal relationship, if I can put it like that, going back a couple of years or so before Harry was born. So that's what comes out in the book. We're not claiming anything at all. We're just saying this is the reality.
The gentleman that you just heard giving an interview to Alex Belfield is Max Clifford. He was an agent to Frank Sinatra and other stars as well. He did die in disgrace. He was convicted of molesting girls back then, but he doesn't take legitimacy away from his claims. He did write the book, and the co-author was Angela Levin, who actually was the one in charge of writing the book, and was also present interviewing James Hewitt. This is an article that Angela Levin wrote for the Daily Express on September 12, 2005. The book was written in 2005 and it was published in 2006. You can still buy it. I'll show you the link and I'll show you the book. But this is the article that Angela Levin wrote back then. But isn't it amazing how things tend to disappear, right? The real truth about Princess Diana and the men in her life is finally revealed today. Max Clifford's explosive new book portrays her as a woman who took a string of lovers as she desperately searched for a man who would love her for herself and never let her down. He reveals for the first time that Diana met Army Captain James Hewitt before she even married Prince Charles, at least 3 years before, previously thought, and that within months of the wedding, he became her shoulder to cry on when she realized that Charles didn't love her. They went on to have a passionate and loving relationship, which culminated in Hewitt asking Diana to marry him and the princess saying yes. In that very same article, she says that Clifford first became involved in the story of Diana's life towards the end of 1984 when he received a phone call at his London office. The caller was James Hewitt, and he asked Max for help over a clandestine relationship with a VIP. It was to have unimagined consequences. The memory of the call is ingrained on Hewitt's brain. This is Hewitt supposedly speaking, who Angela Levin interviewed at length when she co-wrote the book. I desperately needed help and advice because there were all sorts of rumors doing the rounds about my relationship with Princess Diana. Although I initially hedged around identifying the woman, it was obvious Max immediately understood who I was talking about. And then they go on to say Hewitt first caught sight of Diana at a polo match at Titworth, Hampshire, on a sunny day in June 1981, shortly before she and Charles were married. They got on well and quickly became friends, but initially, friendship was all it was. James could see that she was very much in love with Prince Charles. You can pause the video to read the whole article here that I'm leaving you, but it goes on to say that Hewitt claims that Princess Diana started phoning him because he was a shoulder to cry on, and because he confirmed to her that Camilla was indeed still with Charles back then, even before, as soon as they arrived back or before they got married, after the marriage. I mean, the entire time. So she wanted news to see, basically like a spy, to tell her the truth about Charles with Camilla. And their relationship around 1982, early 1982, changed, and it became a sexual relationship, and they would have sex at least twice a week. This is the actual book. You can still buy it on Amazon. I'll leave you the link. As you can clearly see, it's Max Clifford. Read all about it. And Max Clifford and Angela Levin. The book is available And she did talk to James Hewitt. She did publish in that book. And I will also leave the link for that little interview so you can listen to it all, because as Alex Belfield said to Max Clifford, he was shocked that the news, nobody picked on it. Nobody picked on it, or nobody really wanted to talk to it, or the palace was really great at hiding it. Did King Charles know? I really wouldn't know if he did or not. But the fact that he has been a decent father to this guy and had stood next to, and the whole family have stood and supported this idiot, this traitor, this disloyal piece of crap, makes it even worse, don't you think, guys? At least in my eyes, it does. The problem is, once you see it, you can't really unsee it, can you? It's there. People are trying to say, even the ears, people are trying to say the sausage fingers. No. Harry does not have King Charles sausage fingers. He has very slim fingers. And you're wondering, what does that mean, Paula? Well, it means that, given that, if it's true what Angela Levin printed in that book, that Diana met or was involved with James Hewitt from 1982, early 1982, it means that there's a very serious chance that he could be Prince Harry's father. You see, if people hide that, then you have Ken Worth, who's a very reputable guy, coming and saying, oh no, when I came to work for Princess Diana, they met years after that. Ken Worth started working for Princess Diana when Harry had already been born, not before. Okay, so it's something that it's there. It can't be denied. And James Hewitt authorized that. James Hewitt authorized for this to be released. Angela Levin, who's a very credible royal reporter, wrote the book. So I leave this question to you guys. If he was involved with Princess Diana sexually after William was born, that puts a different perspective into Harry's role within the institution. And I do think that a DNA test should be made, should be done, because the scandal is huge. Not that it hasn't, please do not leave. And I know for a fact that people are going to say I'm attacking Angela Levin when I'm not. I am reporting on facts, on a book that she wrote, on facts that are there that she wrote. That is a fact. She wrote that book. She did interview James Hewitt. She did put her name to that book. She profited from that book. She probably still is. And I'm sure that after this video, she's going to wish she regretted it, writing that book. But her words are there. Her articles are there. So what does that say? I don't think Angela Levin would have written that without thinking that there was any chance, or without doing any background or having some sort of certainty, because the implications are far too serious for that. So what do you think should happen now? In my mind, I am not trashing Princess Diana because I adore the woman. I think she's a beautiful lady who did the best she could in the circumstances she found herself in. And yes, things happen. And I think, like she said, it was a miracle that Harry was born, because Charles had already gone back to Camilla. I mean, Charles never stopped being with Camilla, and everybody knew it. So a very young, inexperienced Princess Diana, very vulnerable, postpartum depression, being trashed in the press. She sought the refuge in the arms of a guy who was very friendly to her, who made her feel attractive. And the problem here is, though, is it too late to correct it? Is it too late to ask for a DNA test? Does Harry even know how lucky he is? Do you think that Harry knows deep down that Charles is not his father? Do you think so? Because that is pretty weird, that his birth certificate has been scrubbed from the internet. As usual, please leave me your thoughts and what you make of all of this, because this is truly bonkers. It is insane. And I think that the people deserve to be told the truth. I want to know, because that will be the easiest way to get rid of Harry and his Yankee wife. Because Harry, just like his real father, is disloyal. Leave me your thoughts, beautiful people, and don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe.
Can you just tell them the truth? Can you say to the world, just tell people and then they'll understand?